Hi children, good morning. Hope all of you have written NEET 2024 quite well. I think all of you are in the most jubilant mode. I am damn sure that all of you have written the examination well and are hoping the best marks and are hoping the seat in the best medical college. I think all of you are in the ground state now, because up to this 5th May, all of you are bit nervous and excited and in the tension and different kinds of things. But now all of you might came to a ground state and you are pretty normal, and I think you might be playing and watching movies like anything. So at this moment, I would like to throw some light on two things. One is the authenticity and the testimony of Sri Chaitanya in NEET coaching, and the second thing is what could be the tentative cutoff for admission into medical colleges in the year 24-25. Is it clear, children? Because these two topics are very important. Now let us see the first topic, that is testimony of teaching and testing standards in Sri Chaitanya in the NEET coaching. See children, we are quite happy with the performance of our students, that means your performance in the NEET 2024, and we were much confident about your performance prior to the NEET 2024 only. How? That is, we are confident on our system of planning and execution and creating awareness and creating motivating to all of you at every stage, and we are confident that you followed our instructions and finally achieved what we expected from you and what you are expecting from yourself. After every NEET examination, we will cross check the questions that appeared in the final examination with the content present in our material and the content that is being delivered in the classroom and the content that is being tested in the form of question papers. Because these three things will give us an assessment that on what basis we need to proceed further in the upcoming years to increase the percentage of selections in medical colleges. Now let us see. First thing is materials. So number of questions from Sri Chaitanya material in the year 2024. In the year 2024. Now from the botany, it is all the 50 questions, each and every question that appeared in the NEET 2024 in the botany is from our materials, and zoology same thing, there is a 50, and in the physics it is 50, in the chemistry it is 50. That means all the 200 questions that appeared in the NEET 2024 are in our material, that is 200. Here I would like to tell you one thing. The credit of having the 200 questions which appeared in the NEET 2024 from our material goes to research and development wing of Sri Chaitanya, which is very strong, and every year based on the previous years we update, and based on that means we predict what could be the additions for the upcoming years. Based on that we will update the materials, and that is the reason for we to get all the 200 questions that appeared in the NEET 2024 are from our materials. Then second thing, then the number of questions from classroom teaching in NEET 2024. This is the strength of Sri Chaitanya over all other institutions. Sri Chaitanya management has 100% confident on the content that is being delivered in the classroom by the faculty members towards the respective examinations. That is, here we are discussing about the NEET. In the botany, the content pertaining to all the 50 questions is delivered in the classroom, not once, thrice. That is, first time is at the time of teaching, second time at the time of revision, that revision will be about 5.5 months program. Then the third one, final phase revision, that is after the public examinations. That means the content pertaining to 50 questions that appeared in the NEET 2024 are delivered in the classroom 3 times. First time at the time of teaching, second time at the time of revision, third time in the time of final phase revision, that is after public examinations. The same thing is in botany, zoology, and in the physics and in the chemistry. Again the same thing, the strength of the faculty reflects in delivering the content which is exactly useful to the NEET, and that is reflected in the NEET 2024 by delivering the content pertaining to all the 200 questions in the classroom, not once but it is thrice. Is it clear, children? Now the very important is grand test in the NEET 2024. Every year Sri Chaitanya will conduct 12 to 14 grand tests after public examinations, and these grand tests will give a way or the guidance to the students how they need to take the final examination. This year we have conducted 12 grand tests after the public examinations, and the students of Sri Chaitanya treated the final NEET examination as a grand test 13. That is one of the reason why the students of Sri Chaitanya excelled than when compared to our previous years. That is, if a student takes the final grand test as one of the internal grand test, that itself will give enough confidence to the students to perform far better than the expected. Then out of the 12 grand tests which we have conducted, 49 questions content, 49 questions are either same or similar. Similar in the sense, you just take for example, there will be a statement type of question. 4 statements will be given and we need to identify which statement is right and which statement is wrong. So out of the 4 statements, 2 statements may appear in one of the grand test, and the remaining 2 statements may appear in another grand test, like that, because all the 4 statements need not come in the same question. That is a little bit difficult, but there will be some questions of that type, but not every question. So finally what we can say is the 49 questions that appeared in the NEET 2024 have a source in our grand test in out of these 12 grand tests. Clear? Then when it comes to the biology, it is 48, and when it comes to the physics, it is 45. Out of this 45, around 35 to 36 questions appeared same. The remaining questions are almost similar to the questions that appeared in the final exam, and in the chemistry it is 48. Now children, remember, this year experimental skills is added in the NEET examinations, this year only. Experimental skills in the physics and chemistry are added, but in the physics hardly 1 question is asked, but in the chemistry 3 questions from the experimental skills are given. Out of the 3 questions that are given in the from the experimental skills in the NEET 2024, 2 questions are covered in our internal examinations. So that is the authenticity and that is the testimony of Sri Chaitanya. So overall, out of 200 questions that are present in the NEET 2024, 190 questions have sources in our grand test. 190 questions, but children, remember, you need to answer just 180 questions to get the maximum mark. The maximum mark is how much? 720. But questions appeared in the final NEET from our grand test are how many? 190. That means if you are thorough with the grand test alone, that this we stated several times prior to the NEET only, then you would have been got 720 on 720. Accordingly, there are 4 students from the Sri Chaitanya. We are expecting 720 on 720 in the NEET 2024. Is it clear, children? Now, this is about, see, finally what I would like to tell you is, to get the success in any objective examination, three things are important. One is planning, second is execution, and the third is motive, that means preparing the student to face exam confidently. And Sri Chaitanya does all these three things in an extraordinary way. That is the reason from the Sri Chaitanya, that means the students of Sri Chaitanya will excel in objective examinations like NEET every year in an upward manner. That means every year we will increase the percentage of seat selections in the medical colleges gradually in the ascending manner. Clear? Now children, this is the very important to all of you. You have written the NEET examination and we have released the key. You might have checked the marks, the tentative marks which you are expecting in the NEET 2024. Then the next question arises, in which college I will get the seat, or will I get the seat in the medical college or not. So, by keeping your anxiousness in view, we are giving the tentative cutoffs. Children, remember, these are the tentative cutoffs, and the probability for this tentative cutoffs to become right is more than 90%, because we take 2 to 3 things into consideration before giving this tentative cutoffs. The first consideration, the performance of the students in that year NEET examination, that means in the year 2024, number 1. Number 2, the addition of medical colleges in this academic year, this is number 2. And the number 3, so predictions, that means what could be the cutoffs based on these 2 things. So, overall based on these 3 things we will propose the tentative cutoffs. Now, first let us see this Usmania University, that means Telangana. In the government medical colleges, see, before giving this cutoffs here, I would like to tell you one thing. Physics paper is a little bit tougher this year when compared to the previous years, and biology and chemistry are more or less same. So, there are no big ambiguities are there only in one question in the physics, and remaining all are fine. So, on the examination day, many students felt that NEET 2024 is a little bit tougher than when compared to NEET 2023. But after giving the keys, after cross checking with the keys that are given by us, most of the students expressed confidence that they will get better marks. And when we have taken the data from the different students, so based on that data, we are predicting that this year cutoffs may increase slightly, and the increase in cutoffs, the range of increase in cutoffs may be from 6 to 12 marks. 6 to 12 marks increase in cutoff might be observed this year in the admission into the medical colleges. Now, first let us see the Usmania University, that means Telangana. In the Telangana, in the government medical colleges, a cutoff might be 463 to 469. Children, remember, because of more number of medical colleges in the Telangana, competition in the Telangana is slightly less than when compared to other states. And this year also, 8 more medical colleges are coming in the government sector, and each medical college will have the 50 seats. That means 400 MBBS seats will be added to this year. And the important thing is, as all the 8 are the government medical colleges, all these 400 comes into the A category only. That means except 15% will go to the national pool. Is it clear? Then by considering that, we are expecting that for the general category students in the Telangana state, the tentative cutoffs might be 463 to 469. Once preliminary key is given, then we can condense this to little bit less. That means exactly we can say, that means it may be 465 or 465 to 466. Now we have given 6 marks range. So, once the preliminary key is given and once the NEET results are given, then we can cut short this to like 464 to 466 like this. So, but as of now it is a 463 to 469 in the general category. Then in the private medical colleges, it is 456 to 462. That means here 6 marks range I have mentioned, and the possibility for this to happen will be more than 90%. Based on our previous year's predictions, we are bit more confident on our predictions. Then when it comes to EWS in the Telangana in the government medical colleges, 470 to 478. In the BCA category in the government medical colleges, 398 to 408. Here 10 marks variation I have given. Whereas in the private medical colleges, 386 to 392. And in the BCB category in the Telangana in the government medical colleges, 451 to 457. In the private medical colleges, 438 to 444. In the BCC category, 395 to 401 in the government. In the private medical colleges, it is a 381 to 387. When it comes to the BCD, 453 to 459, and in the private medical colleges 444 to 450. And if you take this BCE category, 445 to 455 and 431 to 463, it is not 463, it is a 447. Then now in the SC category in the government medical colleges, 410 to 415, 415, and in the private medical colleges 394 to 400. And in the case of ST category, 419 to 425, and in the private medical colleges 404 to 410. Children, remember, these are the tentative cutoffs we are proposing in different categories for admission into medical colleges in the Telangana region, both government as well as the private medical colleges. Again I am telling you, these predictions are based on the overall performance of the students and the increase in the number of MBBS seats. So, these are the tentative cutoffs we are proposing, and the probability for these tentative cutoffs to become right is more than 90%. Now come to Andra University, that means Andhra Pradesh. Now children, you just see, in the Telangana it is 463 to 469. In the Andhra Pradesh it is 577 to 582. That means more than 100 marks increase. The reason is, in the recent past, number of medical colleges in the Telangana are increased to larger extent, and the number of MBBS seats are also increased. If ever we compare the number of MBBS seats 4 years before and this year, it is nearly doubled in the Telangana. That is the reason cutoffs are little bit less. Now come to Andra University. In the government medical colleges, we are proposing that cutoff might be 577 to 582. Here, as I said, the probability for this cutoffs to become right is 90%. So, there may be 2 or 3 marks this side or that side, but definitely in this range it will happen. Now, in the private medical colleges, it is 561 to 568. In the EWS, 588 to 593, and in the BCA category, in the government medical colleges, it is 534 to 539. In the private medical colleges, 513 to 518. Similarly, in the BCB category, 541 to 545, and in the private medical colleges, 508 to 516. In the BCC, 518 to 523, and in the private medical colleges, 510 to 515. And in the BCD category, 568 to 573, in the private medical colleges 545 to 550. And in the BCE, 484 to 490, and in the private medical colleges it is 467 to 472. In the SC category, 464 to 469, and in the private medical colleges 462 to 468. In the ST category 441 to 446, 423 to 429. These are the tentative cutoffs in Andra University region of Andhra Pradesh. Now SVU of Andhra Pradesh. So, the tentative cutoff in the government medical colleges will be 465 to 470, and in the private medical colleges 550 to 554. In the EWS quota, that is 562 to 567, and in the case of BCA 522 525, and in the private medical colleges 495 to 500. In the BCB 522 to 525 in the government, and the private 503 to 509. And in the BCC 482 to 486 in the government medical colleges, and in the private medical colleges 463 to 469. And in the BCD 523 to 528 in the government medical colleges, and 506 to 512 in the private medical colleges. In the BCE 522 to 527 in the government, and in the private 503 to 509. And the SC category 477 to 482 in the government, and in the private 459 to 465. In the ST category, in the government medical colleges 438 to 443, in the private medical colleges 422 to 425. Now children, remember, these are the tentative cutoffs we have proposed based on the overall students' performance, and number 2, increased number of MBBS seats in the current academic year. So, based on these two, we have proposed these cutoffs. And again, I am telling you, the probability for these cutoffs to become right is more than 90%. Is it clear, children? So, please look at your marks, and also look at this chart and see. And the exact cutoffs, that means now I said 90% probability, but when the result is announced and before the actual counseling begins, we will give you this tentative cutoffs one more time with more than 97% probability. More than 97% probability. Is it clear, children? So, children, I think all of you did quite good work for the past 2 years, and your hard work gave that performance to you in the NEET 2024. And children, I wish you all the very best, and I wish you all the success in your upcoming academic career. Thank you.